Good morning, Methuen High School. It's Friday, May 26th, and welcome to a very special episode of Methuen Minutes. Today, we are joined by Mr. McKenna's journalism class. As you know, my name is Omar from the broadcast and live video production class.
And I'm Eliana from the News and Digital Age class. Coming up, we'll show you what it means to have dirty hands. And we take a look at what the graduating seniors have planned. That and so much more on Methuen Minutes. Thanks for joining us today for episode 9 of Methuen Minutes. We begin your top MHS news. On May 4th, the hosted Holocaust survivor George album over Zoom. Here's Omar Tui with more about it.
Thanks, guys. For the past several years, MHS has invited Jewish Holocaust survivor George Elbaum to speak about his experiences during his childhood and educate students on the importance of remembrance. Mr. Elbaum and his mother were the only survivors out of 14 relatives and now continue to share his story with high school students. The speaking has been hosted by MHS teacher Ms. Rubino. We spoke with her to better understand the setup and impact of this event.
I was born in Warsaw, so I lived there at that time, but I don't remember this because I was only 1 year old. But I remember most things since I was 3. And at that time, when Hitler invaded Poland, I had a family of 12 people, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. Within 3 years of that moment, only out of a family of 12 people, only my mom and I were still alive.
I first met George 4 years ago when I was seeking a Holocaust survivor speaker. I work with and for an organization called Facing History and Ourselves. It's an educational nonprofit that supports K through 12 learning, mostly in equity inclusion, and it started with Holocaust education. So the organization has a series of survivors of all different types of genocides and wars and important historical events in our recent history that they basically volunteer their time and they come to schools or community groups or churches or synagogues or whoever would like speakers to come, and they come and tell their story. So that's how I met him. It's so important to share George's story because, first of all, it's getting really difficult for students your age to meet Holocaust survivors. The Holocaust was a very long time ago, and survivors are just simply getting really old and passing away. So I feel the more we can bring Holocaust survivors to the classroom, even through Zoom, is so important because their story is important, and a lot of the things that they faced in that time period we're seeing today, right? We still see hatred, anti-Semitism, racism, violence, discrimination. So I think that their messages are always so positive, and it just gives students, it brings that time period to life for the students. And like I said, the opportunities are becoming fewer and fewer. So that's why I think it's important.
Thank you, Ms. Rubino. We are looking forward to Mr. Elbaum's revisit next year. Back to you guys in the studio. On Friday, May 12th, the JROTC held their passing review ceremony. Here's a look back from Nellie Serrano.
The MHS JROTC is holding a pass and review ceremony on May 12th in the school's gymnasium. The pass and review is an Army-coordinated ceremony centered on honoring the cadets of the program with deserved awards and their service to the community as well as Methuen High School. Administrators and the future battalion commander will be on hand to inspect the cadets. Cadets are divided by class and perform a marching ceremony. Awards will be given to those who've exceeded expectations and have shown improvement throughout the year. We asked the JROTC Colonel of Flattery what the hardest part of organizing the pass and review was. Here's what he has to say.
There's a lot to it. The hardest part about pass and review is just how many people are involved in it. For the last 45, maybe 60 days or so, just reaching out to people to be there on the day on May 12th, you know, from the 82nd Airborne to Dr. Kwong to our state representative, getting them in that room for that 1 hour.
The JROTC program here at Methuen High School has participated in numerous events in the community representing the school. JROTC has replaced the flags for past veterans, marched in the Methuen Day and Veterans Day parades, hosts color guards for the home football games, carries all 50 state flags for the graduates, participating in competitions such as drill season, map season, and Raider Challenge. Methuen JROTC has also held flags for the quinceañera event and participated in freshman welcoming night. There are numerous other events that JROTC has presented themselves in that has brought the school up.
I look forward to every single year at the end of the year as we go to our pass and review to celebrate the successes of our program and to highlight those students who have excelled, as well as celebrating them in front of all of the community members that are present and in front of their peers, so the students that are not enrolled in JROTC who have a chance to see the values of our JROTC program.
With Methuen Minutes, I'm Cadet Sergeant First Class Janella Serrano, a senior here at Methuen High School, representing JROTC, and thank you for watching.
Seniors at MHS wrapped up their last day on May 12th. Reporter myself talked to some of these seniors about their plans and advice for after high school. With summer just around the corner, it is now officially graduation season. As we follow up on our soon-to-be graduates, we interviewed some seniors to discuss their plans after high school, as well as their advice for incoming seniors. Hey, we're here with Anesti Tuma,
Isaiah Kozel,
Janelle,
David Eby.
What do you plan to do after you graduate?
I'm going to work this summer at Merrimack Golf Course, and then next year for school I'll be going to North Carolina State University.
This summer I'll probably be working 2 jobs, one with a landscaping company and one at an ice cream shop. If you want to come, pop out to JG's in Methuen. You know, I may give you a ride or two.
plan is to go to college and get my degree.
I'm going to go to UMass Lowell and major in mechanical engineering.
So my plans are definitely going to go to college, get that degree.
What is some advice you have for upcoming seniors? My advice is for upcoming seniors is to not slack on your college applications and try and get them done as soon as possible.
Do your work.
Don't wait till the last minute for anything, and don't take anything for granted because it goes fast.
I would say for sure, this is going to sound hella basic, but I would say make sure you get your college stuff done on time so like that you can get the best of everything.
We also had the chance to interview MHS's School Counseling Department Chair, Ms. Tatro, on her observations and advice for this year's seniors. What are the seniors' plans for the graduation?
Our seniors have a lot of different plans. We have some students who are pursuing an electrical licensure by going to a school, or we have some that are actually going to join the local union in Boston. We have students going to other trade schools such as cosmetology, esthetician. We have students going to 2-year schools like Northern Essex, Middlesex, and then we have a lot of students that are heading out to 4-year schools all over the place.
Hopefully for the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, you've got an inspiration for seniors leaving this year. Back to you guys in the studio.
On Saturday, May 13th, Dirty Hands Inc. performed a show as part of the spring concert. Methuen Minutes reporter Owen Howell has the details.
The MHS music program wrapped up their spring performance on Saturday, May 13th. Among the groups that performed was Dirty Hands Inc., also known as DHI. This group creates music that is upbeat and impactful and centers around percussion with some additional segments from the horn line. So you can make your own judgment on the ensemble. Here's a clip from the show they performed. Inc. is a band club that produces a special performance. The performance is an expression of the band's talent and camaraderie. The club puts on this show every year, and it has a different theme each time. Here's what the producer has to say about the show.
Makes you want to keep doing the show every year.
The students motivate me to continue working. They're happy to do the show. They really enjoy it. They get into it, and then that motivates me to continue to do it. And we just kind of reciprocate as we keep doing that over and over again.
The members of DHI are working hard to make sure their production is perfect. The rehearsals are long and productive, allowing them to put their hearts into the music. Next, we have a few interviews with students in this band club.
What's your favorite part of this show?
My favorite part of the show definitely has to be the opener. All the movement, the excitement, the running around, that really gets the mood up and gets everybody going.
Is this your favorite part of your senior year so far?
I'd say it's one of the highlights. Being here every night, or almost every night, just playing music with my friends, it's a great way to pass the time.
Congrats to all of the members of DHI and band for putting on another impressive and unique performance. Back to you guys in the studio.
On April 13, 2023, MHS students gathered around the main entrance to the school in a silent protest. They stood gathered with information in hand on statistics of abuse and hate against the LGBTQ+ community. Though silent, their words were strong and present, painted to orchestrate the pain and troubles faced by those silent and scared to speak up against the discrimination faced by queer students around the world. Throughout the day, they would hold their voices, remain voiceless to draw attention to those unable to speak for themselves. At the end of the day, the silence was broken in celebration, with students and staff who participated invited to the accompanying Break the Silence party. For further perspective on the matter, we turn to the students themselves who participated for their views on the event.
Hi, I'm Kay, and my day of silence was a pretty interesting day. It was a little difficult to stay silent as someone who enjoys talking a lot, but it was pretty interesting to just be able to sit there and hear everything that was around me. I did slip up once, and it was to buy a cookie at the cafeteria, but other than that, I was able to stay silent, so I'd say it was pretty good.
Hi, my name's Andrew, and so it was pretty good, but so I did mess up a few times. 3 times because I bumped into someone. Yeah, it's like, and some people of course, it's like just in a second to realize, oh, I'm doing Day of Silence. Yes.
My experience with the Day of Silence, it was pretty difficult. I did slip up once. Throughout the day, though, I just really pointed at the thing we had about it, so the teachers wouldn't try to get me to talk in any way. I do know that math class was pretty easy since I'm the only one in the front, but pretty easy. No one really cared, so.
Hi, my name is Gertrude. I am a junior, and the Day of Silence for me, personally, it was very hard because I am just a very verbal person and I talk a lot, and people would just always I don't know, I would type to show someone something and then they would type back, and I was I can still hear you, I'm not deaf, I just can't speak. I don't know, that's how my day was.
If you're interested in joining the GSA, the club meets every Thursday after school from 2 to 3 in Miss Lavengen's room. 2010. As we get set to the closeout, we want to show and remind you to stay up to date with everything our MHS Media team is doing by subscribing to our YouTube channel at MHS Media Productions, and hit us up on Instagram at Methuen HS Media, and let us know if you have any ideas for the show.
Well, that does it for this episode of Methuen Minutes. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, share it to a friend, and subscribe on the YouTube. We'll see you next time.